to submit to me a draft of our proposed Emergency Act of 1913 so that we can institutionalize emergency medicine in our country. I shall immediately file it with the Committee on Health and occasionally check up on it until you are able to deliberate on it in session hall. So, tuwang-tuwa ako na nandito kayo dahil nagpapakita lamang ng inyong commitment sa emergency medicine. Ako pasyente din ng emergency medicine. Isang taon na hanggang ngayon. Pero pinilit ko lang dahil alam ko pag tinawag ako ng UP, I will always run. Ngayon, may kwento rin sana ako sa inyo tungkol sa medisina. Minsan may tatlong matanda na nagkukwentuhan tungkol sa kanilang mga sakit. Sabi ng unang matanda, may problema ako. Nagigising ako tuwing alas 7 ng umaga at inaabot ako ng 20 minutos bago ako makaihi. Sabi ng pangalawa, mas malala ang sa akin. Nagigising ako tuwing alas 8 pero inaabot ako ng kalahating oras bago ako magkaroon ng bowel movement. Sabi ng pangatlo, ako naman tuwing alas 7 ng umaga, in punto, umiihi ako. Tuwing alas 8 naman, in punto, may bowel movement ako. Nagtaka ang dalawa niyang kasama, ano ba ang problema mo? Sabi ng pangatlong matanda, nagigising ako tuwing alas 9. Isang araw ng linggo, nagsimbang isang corrupt politician. Marami sila, kaya hindi ako malabas ng bahay. Sabi ng pari sa kanyang sermon, magbigay ka sa simbahan ng ayon sa kabutihan ng iyong loob. Nang narinig iyon ng politiko, nag-donate siya ng 100 pesos. Nakita ito ng pari, tinawag ng pari ang politiko. Ano po yon, Father? Tanong ng politiko. Ang sabi ng pari, itong sukli mo 99 pesos. Ito naman, tungkol ito kay tanda, kay sexy, at kay pogi. I know this old person that still goes after young women as if he's a teenager. Ilang araw lang nakalipas, nilaglag na niya yung kanyang kabata-bata na chief of staff. He is so old that if I told him to act his own age, baka bigla siyang maging alikabok. Kapag meron kang kaaway, sabihin mo lang sa kanya, I'm the happiest person when I saw, S-A-W, when I saw your face. Pagkatapos i-translate mo sa Tagalog, ako ang pinakamasayang tao pag nilagaray ko ang mukha mo. Matagal ko ng suggestion na magkaroon ng sariling building ang Senado kasi nag-uupa kami, ang laki na inuupa namin. May racket na naman yan dyan. Dahil, ang nag-ayos niyan para hindi kami gagawa namin sariling building, kung di uupa kami sa napakalaking halaga buwan-buwan, ay nakatanggap yan sigurado ng kickback. Ganon yan Ang bago kong suggestion ay tayo ito, ang building ng Senado sa Davao. At itayo nila sa Davao Crocodile Park. Meron ganyan doon My speech will be of two parts. The first one will be about emergency medicine and the second one will be about the pork barrel scam, which I know you don't want to hear about. Emergency medicine. In defining emergency medicine, allow me to use the words of the International Federation for Emergency Medicine. Quote, emergency medicine is a medical specialty, a field of practice based on the knowledge and skills required for the prevention, diagnosis, and management of acute and urgent aspects of illness and injury. Unquote. Emergency physicians arrange for the disposition of patients by either admitting them to the hospital or releasing them after treatment as necessary. The subspecialties of emergency medicine are the following: palliative medicine, critical care medicine, medical toxicology, wilderness medicine, pediatric emergency medicine, sports medicine, emergency medical services. undersea and hyperbaric medicine. Thus, emergency physicians must have the skills of many specialists exemplified by the following skills. Resuscitate a patient. Ito importante kasi patay na o matay na ngayon lahat ng senator congressmen. They all need to be resuscitated. Hilong-hilo na kasi sila eh. Manage a difficult airway. Suture a complex laceration. Reduce or set a fractured bone or dislocated joint. Treat a heart attack. Work up a pregnant patient with vaginal bleeding. Stop a bad nosebleed. Place a chest tube. Conduct and interpret X-rays and ultrasounds. Let me give you, if you will allow me, a brief history of the background of your specialty. Emergency medicine traces its beginnings to a French military surgeon during the French Revolution. After watching the speed with which the carriages of the French so-called flying artillery maneuvered across the battlefields, he conceived the idea for the rapid transport of wounded soldiers to centralized field hospitals. That surgeon, Dominique Jean Larrey, is said to be the father of emergency medicine. In 1952, in the United Kingdom, emergency medicine developed as a specialty with the appointment of the first consultant in emergency medicine in the UK. Today, the College of Emergency Medicine is the single authoritative body for emergency medicine in the UK. It publishes the Emergency Medicine Journal. In 1979, the American Board of Medical Specialties voted in favor of emergency medicine as a recognized medical specialty. In that year, the American Board of Emergency Medicine, the industry certifying body for the specialty, was established. Today, among the notable universities with academic departments of medicine are the following: Johns Hopkins University, University of Pennsylvania, Brown University, and University of California at San Francisco. The emerging trend, freestanding emergency centers. Freestanding emergency centers are defined as walk-in medical facilities that are structurally separate and distinct from a hospital. A recent study by the Urgent Care Association of America provides the following details on such centers: freestanding emergency centers, which I shall call FECs. Quote, they specifically provide emergency care to the general public, just like a standard hospital emergency room. FECs are fully equipped to diagnose and stabilize cardiac arrest, stroke symptoms, breathing problems, and trauma. One large difference is that ambulances do not bring patients to the center, and the patients requiring hospital administration, surgery, or specialty care are transferred by paramedics to a higher acuity facility, unquote. What differentiates FECs from urgent care is what the FECs have in common with hospital emergency departments: 24-hour, 365-day operations, insurance contracting as an FEC, including FEC copay. Copay is a peculiar term used in American medicine. Copay charged, separate facility and professional fees charged, staffing by emergency physicians and nurses, and advanced life-saving imaging and laboratory capabilities. A blog dated 5 September 2013 stated that FECs are currently available in about 16 American states. Freestanding sila, para sila maliliit na ospital, pero malayo sila sa ospital. A study on patient demographics in Houston, Texas, reached the conclusion that time-starved professionals, yung mga palagi ng mga madali na mga professionals, prefer FECs because of shorter waiting time, more sophisticated capabilities, and better qualified providers. Hence, if, as a layman, I'm allowed to make an observation, it appears that Metro Manila will soon see the phenomenon of the FEC because of the following factors: an affluent, educated, professional population, a central concentration of the medical community, good geographical dispersion of residents, rapid population growth. There's one question that is left unanswered by this enumeration of factors driving us towards freestanding emergency centers. What is the question? The question is, there is no provision for the urban poor. Well, we will see as we go along. Further, if you will allow me to go out on a limb, I predict that FECs will change the future of Philippine emergency care. In the near future, Metro Manilans will find these centers in office complexes and in neighborhood malls. They will be staffed with experienced board-certified physicians and emergency-trained nurses and staff, just like a traditional emergency room. They will provide emergency care and medications, laboratory services, CT scanner, and X-ray services. They will charge the same fees as a traditional hospital-based emergency room and accept all major types of insurance. Their main goal is that the patient does not have to undergo waiting time, and there will be no overcrowding. There are many advantages to freestanding emergency centers. They are open to the public 24 hours a day for the treatment of emergency medical conditions, and no appointment is required. Should a patient need to be admitted to the hospital, an ambulance is ready 24 hours a day. If possible, and I hope with your help, I will propose to the Senate that to build and maintain a freestanding emergency center is less expensive than to build a hospital. From U.S. experience, it appears that an FEC can be built for $25 to $30 million as compared to a hospital that will cost $400 million. In America, FECs now use a process called swarming, as in bees, swarming, where the nurses, physicians, and technicians all see the patient simultaneously when he first arrives. In the first 15 minutes, the patient will have triage, physician assessment, and order development. By contrast, this process of swarming could take 45 to 50 minutes in an ordinary hospital. Finally, please allow me to mention that I am the author of Senate Bill number 1728 with the short title of Emergency Medical Services and Trauma Care Improvement Act. It empowers the Secretary of Health to establish and operate a national clearinghouse on emergency services and trauma care. This clearinghouse will share information, give special consideration to the unique needs of rural areas, provide technical assistance, and sponsor workshops and conferences. The designated trauma care centers follow a plan for the provision of emergency medical services, specifically quality care for victims of injuries, resources, and equipment. Yun pala ang dami palang pera ng ating gobyerno na nakaw lang. Nung kabata pa lang po, nasabi ko, ayaw niyong maniwala Kung ngayon nakita na ninyo, kaya makakita tayo bumili nitong resources and equipment. Kaya hindi ko wini-wave ang aking PDAF dahil binibigay ko sa PGH, sa UP at sa iba pa. Kung hindi ko kasi kukunin yan ang magnanakaw, di ikaw na nakukuha. Nalaman ko yan nung ako Immigration Commissioner kasi bawat pala sila magsingil o magtaga, is the better word in Tagalog, every time that they insist on kickbacks from their customers in Immigration Commission, meron kapatid talaga Immigration Commissioner. Kaya kung si Commissioner ayaw tumanggap ng kanyang parte, hatiin nila sa mga sarili na ginagaga ka lang dahil akala na nagbigay, pumunta sa Commissioner, hindi naman alam ni Commissioner, dinagdag lang pala doon sa ninakaw ng mga kasamahan niya. Kaya hindi maganda na pag lahat ng pork barrel, ikaw naman magsasabi ka, naglilinis kamay ka at magsabing, ayaw ko ng pork barrel, nanakawin lang yan ng iba. Ay di, kunin mo na at gastusin mo sa tama, kayo bahala na sila. Ngayon, pumutok na ang problema, nahihilo na sila kung sino-sino tuturo. Pati ako. So you provide under this plan rehabilitation services for trauma patients and assurances that such centers may not refuse the transfer of a trauma patient because the patient is unable to pay. The bill also provides examination and treatment of emergency medical conditions. That is the medical part of the speech. Now let us come to the more boring part, the pork barrel part. Kapon, sabi ng isang senador na privilege speech na palagi siya binabanggit. Tatlo kasi sila, si Enrile, si Estrada, at si Revilla, pati pang isa si Unasan. Tatlo, apat, at sila palagi silang binabanggit. Ngayon sabi ni itong isa, bakit palagi kami binabanggit? Tapos sabi niya, ba't niya banggitin yung iba? Unang-una pa ako, sabi niya, kamukha ni Miriam. Buti, maswerte siya, wala ko doon. But, let me answer squarely his question. Why not concentrate on people like Miriam Defensor Santiago, since he's listed in the COA audit report as one of those senators, some of whose projects have not been properly implemented? The answer is this: it is not the responsibility of a senator to see to the execution and implementation of our pork barrel. Hinalal akong legislador, hinalal akong senador, hindi naman ko hinalal ng kontraktor. Anong pinagsasabihin niya? Ay, nung gusto niya, iikot pala ako sa buong archipelago, titignan ko lahat ng pako at mga martilyo na ginagamit doon. Ang trabaho lang ay consulted with the former Secretary of Budget and Management, the distinguished Professor Benjamin Jokno of UP Economics. I said, ano ba responsibility namin? Ganito. Every year, 200 billion ang senador, merong PDAF. Ngayon, twice a year, or every semester, or every tranche, as they like to use that word, mean to say installment, meron kang 100 billion. Ngayon, 100 billion mo divided into two. 50 million for hard projects, 50 million for soft projects. Hard project, yun ba mga with cement and steel, like roads, bridges, school buildings, hospitals, yun ang hard projects. Soft projects meaning food, medicine, and other things of minor value that are usually given in bulk. So the legislator has no choice. You give one half. If you are getting for that first semester, you get 100 million. So you give one half or 50 million to hard, and then 50 million to soft projects. Ganon yan. Ngayon, ang kapangyarihan ng senador ay ganito. Meron kang menu or listahan kung saan mo ilalagay yung iyong mga projects na yon. E di mamili ka lang, tapos piliin mo kung sino maging beneficiary. After that, you have to name as an implementing agency the Department of Public Works, or DPWH, or a local government unit, such as the mayor, or the governor, or the congressman of that town. Kaya, na-include kami doon dahil sa merong circular ng COA na ang kanilang report ibibigay sa pinuno ng ahensya bago pa i-publicize yun para malaman namin mga senador kung sinunod ba ng aming mayor o governor or binigyan ng pera ang aming utos na magtayo sila. Yun lang yun. Para may pagkakataon kami, mapagalitan namin na binigyan namin ng pera. That is the reason why COA did not investigate me or the others whom he mentioned. Gago talaga. Yan ang naabot nyo. Dahil kung sino-sinong hinahalaan yung artista. Para magkapulis ka, kailangan may college graduate ka, may college degree ka. Pero para kang mag-senador, wala ka. Kailangan ng ganun. Meron mga senador hindi pa nagtapos ng ka-high school para nyo malaman. Tapos hindi pa natin alam kung ano mga grado nila. Maaaring nakatapos sila, pero kung puro 3 naman sila according to the UP standard, which is the passing grade. O baka even worse, 3W, 3 warning. Ito siguro si 3 warning ito. Dahil magbabanggit pa naman, seeking protected coloration. Wala naman siya sinabi, hindi tama yung mga pagbibintang sa kanya. Kung isasabi niya, lahat ng tao sa Senado, kamukha niya. I beg his pardon. Hindi naman siya nag-ROTC core sponsor, no? Alam niyo ganito, bracket dyan. In so far as I'm concerned, dagdag lang na trabaho yun. The first time I became senator, I tried to return some of the money that was being given to me. But instead of giving it back to the National Treasury, what happened was it was given to the Senate. So, pinagtiparty nila, except me. Ngayon, ganito ang problema dyan. Una, wala kaming paki sa pork barrel o sa pagpatayo ng mga buildings o pagbigay nitong mga panglimos na mga pagkain o medisina o pangburol o pangbinyag from womb to tomb na pamimigay. Yan naman sinabi ng congressman, pupunta sila sa aming mga bahay, pag umuwi kami sa distrito, tinghi sila ng hingi. Paano? Sinanay ninyo? Sagutin nyo ba, ang katungkulan ko ay magpairal ng panukalang batas para magiging magaling ang ating lipunan para sa lahat. They fostered and developed this mendicant attitude among our poor. Now they present it as a reason for not giving up the project of the pork barrel. Ngayon, nung bata ako sa Senado, sabi nila, wala namang masama dyan I said, I told you, I consulted with the budget secretary. Bakit may ganyan pa akong trabaho? Akala ko magbabasa na lang ako at magdikta ng aking mga panukalang batas. Hindi, ibigay mo sa mga, palagi kasing kulang ang appropriations, ibigay mo doon sa mga favorite na mga agencies mo.